Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about the changes to the 186 employer nominated sponsored temporary residence transition stream visa. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Traci Chen and I'm the principal lawyer at Chen Law Group. Every week I release new videos about the changes to migration laws in Australia. Last week I unfortunately had COVID, so I wasn't able to release a video last week, but I'm back. I didn't actually get it too bad. I wasn't like bedridden, which is great, but I did have like the chesty cough, I had the fever, so it was very real. So as you guys know, there has been some major changes to migration lately. And one of them is most definitely the new changes for the 482 visa holders who had occupations on the short-term stream. They can basically apply for permanent residency now under the 186 visa employer nomination scheme under the temporary residence transition stream, where previously they actually couldn't apply for permanent residency. It was actually a big problem for this cohort of applicants. So first of all, this video is for those who currently hold a 457 or 482 visa. They may have an occupation on the short-term stream. So for example, a marketing specialist is on the short-term stream, a sales and marketing manager is on the short-term stream, as well as a cook. So let's talk about today how they can now apply for permanent residency. So first of all, before I talk about the new changes and exemptions, you still have to meet the previous requirements. So for anyone previously who was on a 482 or a 457, and they could apply for the 186 under the temporary residence transition stream, they must have held a 482 visa or a related bridging visa A, B, or C. They must have been working for the same employer for 3 years out of the last 4 years. You must be nominated by your employer for this visa, so they do have to be involved with this visa application process. You must be under 45 years of age. However, there's just been released some new age exemptions as well, so I'll go through that afterwards. And you must have at least competent English, which is equivalent to 6 in each band for IELTS. Okay, so let's take, for example, you're a cook and you were sponsored on a 482 visa for the last 3 years from say 2019 until now. Now, you have always been on that 482 visa and you've been working for the same restaurant, essentially. Previously, when your visa finished, where there was a 457 or a 482, you really didn't have any pathway to permanent residency, and there was also some issues with the extension. So you could extend it, but you can't extend it too many times, in short. Now you can actually extend it more, but I'll go through that later as well. So many changes. So now with the new arrangements, if you are the cook that's been working for that same restaurant from 2019 until now, so you've been employed for 3 years out of the last 4 years, you can technically apply for a 186 visa. Now, these arrangements will come into place 1st of July 2022, so anyone who is eligible can't apply till after that. However, it's a great time to get organized too. As you know, those people who have actually been through this process, there's actually a lot involved from the employer side as well. After the 1st of July 2022, you will be eligible to apply for permanent residency, the 186 visa employer nomination scheme. This will also apply if you're a marketing specialist. This will also apply if you're a sales and marketing manager. Some of the more popular occupations that are out there. There is actually a lot of people in Australia who hold a 457 visa or a 482 visa. Now, just quickly, unlike the other stream of this 186 visa, which is called the direct entry stream, I've actually done another video in relation to this. There's actually no skills assessment required for this visa application. So let's assume moving forward, we can lodge his visa. Now I know for a lot of cooks during the COVID period, obviously the restaurant was shut because that was orders from the government. And that is something completely out of their control. So say for example, you're still employed, you remained employed, you were just taking unpaid leave for 9 months of the year, which I think, some people in Victoria, we were in lockdown for that long. As long as you still remained employed for 3 years out of the last 4 years, you are still eligible to apply for the 186 visa. This is one of the many concessions that have been implemented due to COVID. And the last very obvious requirement is that you must have been in Australia for at least 12 months between the 1st of February 2020 and the 14th of December 2021. That would apply to a lot of people. A lot of people did stay back and contribute to our economy, helping us during COVID. And now the government is recognizing that and giving these people, this cohort of people, a pathway to permanent residency. which is awesome. Now, there is a very small cohort of people who did hold a 457 on the 18th of April 2017. Your employment period is a little bit different. It's 2 years full-time out of the last 3 years. Whereas the new cohort of 457 and 482 visa holders after that period, it's 3 years out of the last 4 years that you must have been employed with that employer. Coming up to what's gonna happen in the future. So a lot of people were asking me, oh, okay, well, does that apply to me if I go on a 482 visa now? We're still waiting on further clarification. However, people in our industry has interpreted it to be that it will also apply to new visa holders, new 482 visa holders who have an occupation which is on the short-term occupation list. I don't dare to say that it's confirmed, but rumor has it, and a lot of very well-respected migration lawyers and agents in our industry has basically said that it will apply to new and upcoming applicants as well. It's probably a way for us to deal with the current huge skill shortage that we have in Australia at the moment. It gives people more of an incentive to come to Australia and work. And lastly, in the last couple of days, I've just read the new updates, which is those who held a 457 visa on or after the 18th of April 2017, the age requirement has been removed. So for all the other people, you do have to be under 45 at the time you apply for the 186. However, for those who held a 457 visa on or after the 18th of April 2017, you can be over 45. I was so mind blown when I heard that. I was like, like, that's just crazy. It's just, you know, new arrangement, new regulations, one after the other. And I was just like, you know how there's like that dog that's like driving in a car and it's just like wind blowing in their face? Like that was just kind of me at that time. I was just like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on. I don't know, you know, what to absorb and what to take in at the moment. And I was asking around a lot of questions just to confirm these things. So if you are one of those people who did meet this requirement, so let's summarize everything very quickly. You must have held a 457 or 482 visa for 3 years out of the last 4 years, been employed with the same employer for the last 3 years out of the last 4 years. You must have been in Australia between the 1st of February 2020 and the 14th of December 2021. You must have competent English. You must meet the age requirements depending on which cohort you fit into. So regardless of your occupation now, you are eligible to apply for the 186 visa under the temporary residence transition stream, which is permanent residence in Australia. So what to do if you do meet these requirements? Obviously, first of all, reach out to your employer. They do have to agree to this application. They do have to support this application. So the first thing to do will be definitely to reach out to them. I always say to my clients, hey, like there's no need to get too technical and go into too much detail with them. Let your lawyer or migration agent have a chat with them about it, because they're more clear obviously on the process and you know what's required. You don't need to have that technical conversation with them, because you just want to make sure that the right conversations are being had with your employer to ensure that this process goes smoothly. I definitely recommend getting the right migration advice in relation to this, because obviously there is a lot involved in this. There's new arrangement after new arrangement, there's concession after concession, then there's exemption after exemption. There's so many things that need to be taken account when you're making this application. And also to fully make sure that you really do qualify for the stream. I tried to break this down for you as simple as possible, but if you were to go and try and read the new regulations yourself, it would just be, you know, because you got to refer back to policy, you got to refer back to regulations. There's just a lot involved with it. I've just tried to give a very simple, easy snapshot of the requirements, but it's very important to obviously get the proper advice before moving forward. So I'm always subscribed to migration updates, and there's so much going on right now. And I think the government is just trying to deal with the huge skill shortage we have in Australia at the moment. So I think there's a lot of positive things to come. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'll also leave a link to subscribe to our website. We actually send out updates a few times a week, so you can keep updated. Like for me, I must say I never saw this coming. Someone actually asked me a couple years ago, they said, do you think people on the short-term occupation list can apply for 186? And I said, I don't think so. And here I am, I stand corrected. Like, it just goes to show anything can honestly happen in Australian migration. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Don't forget to share this with your family and friends and people who need it. And obviously we are a law firm based in Australia. So if you ever need migration assistance, feel free to reach out to us. I'll drop all our contact details below as well as all my social links. I am very updated with everything that's going on. I post content every single day in regards to migration. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.